And please help me give Julia a warm welcome to Red Carpet. So let's give her one of these, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, everybody. It's nice to be highlighted by a group of people that I do work with all the time and really have a lot of respect and appreciation for. So thank you all for having us this morning on Red Carpet. We've got a lot of exciting things to talk about. Veterans Compass, as you all know, is an organization that is a small local nonprofit. We have served veterans, their families, and active duty families for about now almost 5 years. I was hired in January to try and take us to the next level, and because it had been an organization that had just been strictly run and operated all parts and pieces by the volunteer board over the last 4 years. And a lot of good work had been done, but we wanted to take it up a notch. And so we've accomplished a lot of things, but it was kind of a rough year for that because, of course, COVID made it difficult for us to get out and do as much as we might have liked to have done. However, we have served about twice as many vets this year as we had last year at this time. Now, I was saying that in August, so that is still true. And that is because the need is greater. Calls to the Veterans Hotline are up 100% since March, and people are on edge. And I think that all of us know that, just the general tone out there among a lot of people in the community. So the good part is that we've been able to help a lot of veterans with homelessness right now because there's a lot of money for temporary housing. Now the next challenge will be trying to move them into more permanent housing because, as we all know, housing is a problem here in Fort Collins in general. Affordable housing sure is. And so these are the kinds of things that we're faced with all the time. But, we love to help veterans. And so having the opportunity to do good is what we do. And so we've worked hard on that this year, and we have accomplished a lot, but it has been a hard fundraising year for us. And so, we asked ourselves, how could we leverage what we've got going on? And in that vein, we've made the decision that we are going to try and merge. We intend to merge. We have an agreement to merge, though we haven't signed all the papers yet, to merge with Northern Colorado Veterans Resource Center in Greeley. So they do a lot of work in Greeley, and they have done some work in Larimer County. We obviously have done a lot in Larimer County, and I think that we can come together with our assets and really be able to provide a lot of really good opportunity to serve veterans. So having said that, I would say that this morning we'd hoped operations manager TJ would be here with us, but he's so busy he could not come from Greeley. I'm not sure, is he on the call? He is. He's here on the call. And so what I'd like to do, again, we'd like to get everybody involved in the whole situation, here to give a little introduction and have a chance to chat with you just a little bit about, anything they have to say or do. And I'm going to start with Harrison. Harrison Swift is the executive director of the Greeley organization. And so, Harrison, are you ready to come on here and give us a moment of your time? Oh, we're looking for Harrison.
We got to find Harrison. Harrison, okay. Give us a wave if you can.
Oh, I got Chad. See, I called Chad out when he was not quite ready. I should have told him who was going to talk first. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's go to, who do we see here that we can go to right away?
So we got Gordon,
Let's
TJ.
go to Gordon. Let's go to Gordon. Gordon's always a good choice. I see you there, Lee Cooper. Thanks for coming this morning. Lee's integral in the work that we do here in Larimer County with veterans, that's for sure.
All right, Gordon,
okay,
I have
Gordon.
you as the focus. Go ahead and unmute yourself and introduce yourself, please.
Well, hello all. I'm Gordon Thibodeau, and I'm the board chair for Veterans Compass, and have been the board chair, I guess, for about the last 6 to 7 months. And I must tell you that, as Julia has outlined, like all, I suppose, nonprofits and for-profits and all of us, we've been struggling with this COVID issue and trying to see how we can really manage to provide the services that we think are so important to our veteran community. And then to add insult to injury, our office is located in the First National Bank Tower building, which of course is closed and will be at least for the foreseeable future into early 2021, we think. So we've had just more or less a perfect storm. But in our work, we discovered that this Northern Colorado Veterans Resource Center has virtually the same mission that we have and has been providing services here in Larimer County as well as in Weld County. And so through conversation over a period of time, we concluded that, we could really achieve some efficiencies if we came together and focused on broadening the services that we can provide to veterans. And we're real excited about that prospect. Both boards have voted to move forward. And now the next step over the next couple of weeks will be to finalize that process. And we believe sometime in around mid-November, perhaps even towards the end of November, that will be accomplished. And we will be one organization with an office in Fort Collins as well as an office in Greeley. So I'm excited to work with Harrison and his team and his board. And, they're doing some great work. And we think that this merger will enhance what currently both organizations are doing.
Perfect. Thank you, Gordon. I appreciate that. Let's see if have we found Harrison yet?
Harrison was on and off the call. I'm wondering if he's
Okay.
having technical difficulties.
Let's go
so
to
we can
TJ
go to
because TJ can help us. TJ, are you ready to chat for a second here? Yeah, there you go. Hi, TJ. How are you?
Go ahead and unmute yourself, TJ. We want to hear your voice. There you go.
Great. Go ahead.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, thanks. So TJ, you couldn't come in this morning because you were too busy helping veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So-
Julia kind of, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
You kind of touched on it. The times we're in right now, veterans need help more than ever. Like you said, calls are up 100% to the crisis line. Our numbers have almost close to tripled from last year. So there's definitely a huge need right now to help veterans, and us coming together, I'm super excited about it because, we can fill those gaps and hopefully, help out a heck of a lot more veterans.
Right. Exactly. So this is actually the first time TJ and I have spoken a few times, but we haven't actually seen each other before. So nice to see you, TJ. Let's see, did we see Harrison on here? If not, let's go to Rochelle. We've been super lucky. One of the assets that we bring to the table as Veterans Compass is that we have an intern from Tulane, a Master of Social Work intern. Her name is Rochelle Bratton, and Rochelle has been working with us since August and will, I think we're probably going to move all of that over, and she'll continue to work with us as our joint organization. And Rochelle has a lot of really great experience. She is doing her master's through Tulane, but she's local. So she's doing her work online as far as her schoolwork is concerned. And then, community outreach is her interest. So we really have a lot of opportunity, I think, to enhance our outreach because things have changed so much. It's not like we can just go see people all of the time as we always have. So Rochelle, you want to just introduce yourself, say hi, and what's your, favorite ice cream? I don't know. Tell us what you want to say. Go ahead.
Well, I can't eat ice cream. That's really
Oh,
depressing.
that's right.
So I'm Rochelle. I've been in Northern Colorado for a little over 20 years. I'm a CSU alum. I also worked there for about 11 years, working with the veteran community, their families, ROTC kids, just all the things within the military. I am currently like Julia said, I'm a master's of social work student through Tulane. My long-term goal is to try and help veterans just kind of transition and get the resources that they need. I work with a gentleman named Chris Aguilar through the VA. He's my field supervisor. So tap into a lot of those resources that are available. I'm excited about the merger between Veterans Compass and Northern Colorado Veteran Resource Center because I think it'll be a good fit because we really overlap. Um, and I was also working on our Navigator program, so I'm sure at some point I'll need to talk to someone over there about their Navigator program, since this is all kind of just in process. And yeah, that's about it.
Thanks, Rochelle. I don't know if Crystal Boyd's on this morning, is she? Did we see Crystal? I invited Crystal. Crystal is our one of our two biggest, baddest volunteers. Crystal retired last year from running the Poudre R1 laptop program, and she has been instrumental, integral, more than instrumental. She's been integral to all of the technical advances that we've made at Veterans Compass this year. We built a new website, which you know, probably we won't be using necessarily, but we also built a new database. And I think that's going to be a huge asset that we'll be able to take into the merger that will really help everybody go to the next level on fundraising and contacts and, you know, expanding our programs and all of that for greater outreach. So I'm very excited about that. And if she isn't here, I don't see her, but I just would like to give her credit. And also, Tim Cups, who is our main navigator here in Fort Collins, and he is a veteran and retired gentleman, only about 50. So, you know, has plenty of opportunity and energy to go out and do a lot of help for veterans with us here in the community, and has been working with us all through since COVID shutdown started. So Tim has agreed a couple of months ago to be our head navigator because Eric Peterson had retired. And so I'm sure Tim will also be stepping forward with us into this merger. And I'm just really excited about what we can do together. So let's see, how can we get you guys involved? That's really a good question, I think, because gosh, we always need volunteers to do any number of things. And that's going to be, right now, we're going to have some administrative things, believe it or not. One of the things I've been trying to do is to bring us from paper to electronic. And that's a process when you have a lot of things in longhand that have to be entered. So we have some of that kind of stuff to do. As soon as we have the office open again, we'll be having office hours. And so of course we would like that. And then we have the outreach to veterans, and things are always needed. Like veterans always need rides because they don't ever have cars. That's a lot of the problem for guys that are homeless or in need. Now, the other thing that we've done a lot is outreach to folks that are shut in because of COVID. And so we still have a lot of senior veterans too that, you know, we'd like to be making contact with. And it's a program I started before we went into lockdown, and I'd like to get back to it because I think we're going to still see that we've got quite a lot of time coming up that we're going to have people staying at home. So also, of course, if you are interested in making a contribution, we are always fundraising. We had been working on our auction for Veterans Compass, but certainly we're going to be moving into just some different kinds of fundraising. However, we're happy to accept any donations that anyone is interested in making because, again, every veteran that we serve, you know, costs money on some level because they need an overnight at the hotel to get them started on some more permanent housing. They need clothes because, you know, maybe they just haven't had anything if they're homeless. And then just also helping them with things like car repairs, home repairs, if they are in a little bit more permanent situation, because they don't always have the money extra, even though they might be making it month to month, they might not have the extra money to get it done. So there's just any number of things. Food and food boxes. Another way that we've been helping people through pandemic is that we've got a lot of seniors that don't want to leave home, and we've given them food boxes through the summer. And I know that they've done this from the Greeley office too. So a lot of ways that certainly we can support our vets. And if you're interested in knowing more about how you can get involved and what you could do, we would love to chat. So you can call me. All of you have my number. If you don't have my number, mine is 970-567-8807. That's the office number. I'm carrying the phone. It forwards to me all the time. I'd love to chat, or you can reach me at julia.senesac@veteranscompass.com. veterans.org. And of course, if you don't know how to get me and you still wanted to after this call today, just ask Chad. I'm an active red carpet member. For those of you that, are regular red carpet people, you know me well at this point. So anyway, I just really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you about what we're going to move forward into today and about how we can support our veterans in Northern Colorado, because we live a great life here in Northern Colorado. It's a wonderful place, and many of us are not under the same stress that some of our population is, and sometimes we don't see that. And, I've really had an opportunity in working with Veterans Compass this year. It's been my heart's desire to be able to serve, and I've been very fulfilled by that, and I'm grateful that I've had this opportunity. And the reality is that it's also really opened my eyes to some of the things that are happening here in our own community and people in need. So, I know that we're a community that supports, and I'm going to ask you to just be in touch and let's talk about how you can be a part of that.
Perfect. Thank you, Julia. So thank you, everybody. We met a bunch of really, really great people. Obviously, the work they're doing is awesome. Let's go ahead and look at some questions. Let's see if there's any questions for us to work through. And then quick reminder, if you do have a question, make sure you put it in the chat. So we have a question from Jessica. What is the Navigator program?
So the Navigator program is the heart of our work and the heart of the work that they also do at the Northern Colorado Veterans Resource Center. Navigation is typically a veteran working with a veteran to help them through their process, whatever their needs may be. Sometimes those needs are small and we can solve that problem easily and quickly, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it takes a whole plan, and it's a case management situation that we really need to work through step by step with a veteran. And, we want to work with them. We don't just do it for them, but we connect them to the resources that they need. We help them learn about the opportunities to solve their problems that could be useful to them. We try to connect them with businesses, a program that we really we're trying to expand this year, and of course COVID didn't help this, but we love the opportunity to do more job shadowing and even just a day in your shop or your store. It's a hard thing to accomplish. I've asked a few people, and I know if manpower is tight and you're really busy, it's hard to do that. But if a guy thought he was interested, or a gal, in going into a particular kind of work, if they could come and spend the day shadowing someone, this would be a great opportunity. And it really helps them get to know people and make that kind of transition from service into work a lot of times. So that kind of thing. But it might be that they really need to get into, let's make a simple one, is permanent housing. What are the steps that they have to go through to get in permanent housing? One of the very first navigation cases I had just as we were shutting down was a husband and wife that were going to become homeless. And I was able to help walk them through the steps that it would take and drive them to the places they had to go, and help them talk to the people that they needed to reach to get their apps in and their credit done and all of those things. So in fact, they could really get into an apartment. And in the very beginning, it was hard because those first couple of weeks, nobody was doing anything, if you remember. And that was just when this all came down for them. So, again, sometimes it's about how you do it, not always what you have to do. And so what I've learned is that people without resources oftentimes don't know how to ask for resources. I don't have any problem with that. So I'm happy to step up.
So let's see, is there a couple more kind of popping up? So Brenda, thanks for we have a couple questions from Brenda. So what other organizations in Fort Collins assist Veteran Compass, or are you working with?
Oh gosh, there's tons. We work with, of course, the county. Lee Cooper's on today with VA, and we work with VFW, American Legion, CSU, VA for Health and other resources. gosh, a lot of businesses, we were just getting our dog tag program going in an expansion, but Julie Ulstrup, you're on the call today. You've been a dog tag member, and that's someone that has, supported us financially. And then in turn, we've supported them as a business through our organization and to veterans. So it's just really endless. The reality is that 25% of households in Northern Colorado are veteran related. That doesn't mean they're all in need, but they are veteran related. So there's a lot of opportunity to interact with veterans and business in this community. And then some of those people are in need though. And so how can we come together as a community? Because one thing I feel strongly about, and one of the reasons that I got involved in the first place, is that I'm really a patriotic woman. And I just feel that anybody that has stepped up to serve my country, they've served me. Everything I have is because someone has been willing to do that for me. And so, I feel like that's something that we can always carry forward as our gratitude for a veteran and help them in that way. So we're everywhere. Every business in this community can be a resource to Veterans Compass, every single one of you.
Another question came up about how many veterans would you say live in Larimore and Weld County? It was answered, but in case no one saw it through the chat, approximately 24,000 veterans live in Larimore County. So thank you, Lee Cooper, for answering that question for us. Julie, Julie Ulstrup, I got a message that you have a question. Do you want to unmute yourself and ask your question?
Yes, thank you. I had actually forgotten the name. Julia reminded me that it's the dog tag program. And so my son is a combat veteran from Afghanistan, and I was on the board of Veterans Compass for a while. So I know some of those amazing people. And one of the things that is so awesome about veterans is that you continue to serve in the community. So I know there are a lot of you on the call that are veterans too, and you don't even talk about it very much. So the dog tag program for me, like my heart feels full just even mentioning it, because Julia, like you said, veterans have served all of us. They have served us. And I have such a huge place in my heart, not only for my son, but for other veterans and the work that you've done. So if anybody, business, a really easy way to get involved with Veterans Compass is the dog tag program. So maybe you want to expand on that, Julia. That's my question. If you want to share a little bit about the dog tag program, I think this organization would be a great place to share that.
Oh, thanks, Julie. I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate what you had to say. I can feel that it's very, personal to you, but it is true. There's just so much opportunity. Well, and I don't know for sure how the dog tag program will translate, but I do know there's been a kind of a frequent flyer program that they've used through the Northern Colorado Veterans Resource Center. Dog tag program is a program where we highlight a business to our veteran population in Northern Colorado. And in turn, a business makes a small gift to the Veterans Compass. And in that way, that helps us be able to continue running our programs. It's really a minor donation, but it's an opportunity to really support and then to get in front of the veterans that are out there. And so you would make an offer also that you would give to veterans alone. And I see the program changing a little bit because we've had a physical tag in the past. If in fact this is something we move forward with, I'm thinking I'm talking app now. And I've actually talked to CSU and trying to see if I could get someone to build me an app as a class project. I started that conversation this last fall. And so I hope maybe we can move that direction. But again, it's really the opportunity to bring business and veterans together in this community and through an offer that you want to make. And so you can thank veterans ongoing, and also though, a great opportunity for business, because Lee says 24,000 in Larimer County, but we've got Weld County as well. And actually, really, we're going to work with anybody anywhere, but we'll concentrate, I think, probably kind of Berthoud North, and because we can't be all places every day. But if someone calls us, we're not going to turn them down. We're going to find someone to help them or somewhere to help them. This is always our goal, our mission. And I'm sure it is also for Northern Colorado Veterans Resource Center. I mean, TJ's swamped, I know, with people that he's helping, and we're just not going to turn people away. We don't do that. we're going to figure out some way to help them. So hopefully we can expand on a program like that, or our dog tag program. I hope to, yeah. To be determined. Thank you, Julie.
Let me see. I'm going to look through this again, see if there's any other questions. Not seeing any other questions. So if there's any last minute question, guys, please put it in the chat or just unmute yourself and shout it out if you got a question. Going once, going twice. All right, guys. So what we'll do is we have a little bit of time. So before we kind of cut it short, let's go ahead. Let's please, let's give our guests today, let's give Veterans Compass and their future partners and everyone on the call a big, warm red carpet welcome.
Thank
So
you.
everybody kind of
Thank
give
you,
them one of
everybody.
these. All right, awesome stuff. Thank you so much, red carpet. So we have a little bit of time. I'll give us about 5 minutes. If anyone does have a quick announcement they want to make to the group, please just raise your hand.
Well, everyone is very,
Oh, we got
thanks,
Chuck.
Chuck. Hi,
Chuck,
Chuck.
go ahead and unmute yourself, buddy. Hope you're still on mute, Chuck.
Would it be possible to have you introduce any new members that are attending today?
Oh, great idea. We have quite a few guests today. So I know we have Maureen from the Mad Moose. So Maureen, if you're still on the call.
You slipped that in there, Chuck. You see?
I'm not seeing Maureen. So Maureen, if you're on the call, I'm sorry I missed you, but Maureen is actually a new member to us. She owns the Mad Moose up in Estes Park. So obviously with what's going on with the fires and stuff like that, please kind of send her some positive vibes and thoughts. You can check out her website. You can check out her store the next time you go up to Estes Park. It's great. Chuck can tell you all about the great furniture he purchased from her. But yeah, we're very excited to have Maureen with the Mad Moose, part of the Fort Collins Area Chamber. And then Beth with Thrive, you're not a new member, but you're a new red carpet member. So why don't you introduce yourself to us?
Hi, everybody. I'm with Thrive. And for those who don't know what Thrive is, it's an automated software to help you with your communications with both your customers and your potential customers. It does everything from creating communications with clients through social media, helping with content, as well as getting the job and earning their business and thanking them for their business. We also own the phone book. We used to be Dex Media, for those of you that don't know either. So some of the things that I help small business with is getting their marketing to the next level. If you have a lack of time and resources for an in-house marketing team, if you've hired marketers that have overpromised and underdelivered, and if you're ready to drive qualified leads to grow, is basically how I help small and medium business. Thanks.
Perfect. Thanks, Beth. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
I do have a closing message.
Oh, okay, so Julia's got a closing message for us, and then we'll kind of go ahead and we will cut it short.
So, you know, this is something that I've said several times recently, any of you who have seen me in person or even on a red carpet call, but, and TJ, of course, touched on it, which is how many people really are in need and are in crisis at this time, how many vets are really needing our help and our support. So I'm going to ask each of you today to reach out to a vet that you know that you have not spoken with recently and just touch base and ask them how it's going, because really just a phone call can really make a difference for people. And it's a hard time out there right now. And even as we're nearing, you know, the crescendo of politics, it's getting worse and people are on edge. So people need help. And if you would just reach out, I know it will make a difference to somebody. It does. When you know, kindness is really worth a lot.
Perfect. Thanks, Julia. And then our wonderful red carpet members are giving me little reminders in the chat, so I do appreciate that. So we do have a guest on the call. We want to introduce Mike. He is a guest today, so everybody be nice to him. We like him. He's a guest, and we want him to stick around. So Mike, why don't you unmute yourself? Why don't you tell us who you are and tell us about your business?
Well, good morning. My name is Mike Wechner. I'm the cycling content creator. And no, it's not all about bikes. That's just two of my passions I put together. I have a passion for riding bicycles about 4,000 to 5,000 miles a year. And I also have a passion for the written word. So if you need content and you don't have the bandwidth nor the passion of the written word like I do, I invite you to contact me, and my information is in the chat. So thank you very much for having me here today.
Absolutely, Mike. Thanks for coming on. And then our friends from Ent. Is Ent still on? I think Ent had an announcement as well. Do we have Blake or Casey on the call still? Oh, they might have had to hop off. So, all right. Well, last chance, gang. Anybody have any last minute, any announcements, anything they want to say?
Chad,
Go ahead, Brenda.
thank you. Thank you. I just want to share with those that I don't know. I help folks. One of the things I do is I help folks with everything and anything having to do with Medicare. And right now there's over 26 million older adults wondering what they do during this open enrollment time. So if you know someone that just has questions or needs some clarification about their Medicare, know there's no cost or obligation for me to help them out. So just would love to be able to help them and clarify things because it can be very confusing. So thank you.
Let's ask Lee Cooper to introduce himself. Lee Cooper, would you introduce yourself?
Oh yeah, we skipped right over Lee. Lee, are you available? Are you still on to tell us who you are?
He's an integral resource. Here
Trying to find my unmute button. I
you
think.
are. Hi, Lee. Thanks for coming this morning.
Hi, good morning. I appreciate this. Julie, it's good to see you again.
You too.
Lee Cooper. I am the Larimer County Veteran Service Officer. I wanted to step in today and hear what Julie had said. I've worked with her on a couple of cases, you know, some pretty difficult cases that of veterans in need and veterans in crisis. What our office does at the county, we're a small group of about 4 people. We have all 4 of us are accredited through the VA to assist veterans with their disability and pension claims, but we assist veterans with any benefits to which they've earned, which they're entitled, and help them navigate the VA system, which can be extremely daunting and costly if you don't do it correctly. I also am a community liaison and do outreach with the various veterans organizations in the county and beyond to assist veterans as best we can as a community. Julie is absolutely correct. This is a very difficult time for veterans. In many ways, it's unprecedented. The VA itself is seeing an extraordinary number of calls to their mental health crisis lines. So the veterans in our community desperately rely on the community for assistance. And I've got to say, Northern Colorado, more than any other place I've lived, has come through in extraordinary ways. And it's just, I'm very proud to be part of this community. So thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Lee. I apologize. I didn't get to you during the presentation. So
No worries.
it's really, really good to meet you. Happy you're on the call. Well, cool, guys. Well, hey, again, a big thank you to Red Carpet. I really do appreciate you guys coming out today, learning all about the good services that we have for our veterans in this community and learning about how to get involved. We'll go ahead and cut it a little bit short. It's a busy day. There's lots of chamber things going on. So please consider registering for the small business celebration. And if you have any questions for me, reach out. And if you need to get in contact with Julia and you do not have her contact, you can reach out to me. I can connect the 2 of you. All right, guys. Well, everybody have a great day. And we will see you guys all next week.
Thank you, everyone.